Hey guys, so Physical Dokkan Fest Raditz's banner is now live on Global Dokkan. I know everybody's been very patiently waiting for this banner to release on Global. It's very, very highly anticipated, but I think we'll start by looking at the banner here itself and just seeing how good it looks. I don't believe anything was changed between the Global and JP version. I think this is the same banner that JP had, obviously, but Global has some additional perks to go through. So just take a look at the actual featured list of characters here. We have Raditz himself, the main featured character, the Dokkan Festival exclusive. It says right here, apparently, according to the game, he's a Dokkan Fest exclusive character. And then we have STR Nappa, the banner unit. Actually a pretty solid character. I feel like this guy's not bad at all. Very highly dependent on how much HP you have when you enter the turn, though, which I think could be either, you know, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It could be really, really good or pretty bad, right? If you come into the turn and you're like at like 30% HP, he's not going to look too good. But if you enter the turn with like a 90% plus HP level, he's going to be pretty much untouchable at that point. But yeah, pretty solid character. He's a really, really nice addition to the Saiyan Saga team. One of the, I would say, units that you almost necessarily need for that team. Like he's one of the characters that holds that team together very nicely. Next, we have the AGL Dokkan Fest Trunks. I know the question I'm going to get asked is, should I buy this character with red coins? My answer is no. I think there's better characters you can buy with red coins. And then the same thing goes for this Kid Gohan as well. I think this Kid Gohan is probably a bit more valuable than this Trunks is with red coins, just because of the inherent utility and support and just, you know, overall value he provides to his teams. I think he's just a better pick. If you're going to choose one of these characters to buy with red coins, I would personally go with this Kid Gohan over Trunks, even though I am a big Trunks fan. I think this Trunks is very good. He's a very good character to use specifically for the Super 17 Red Zone fight because he doesn't do a key-based super, and of course his AGL and his defense is really high. He's a very good character for that fight. And honestly, I would say he's not really a bad pick for a lot of Red Zone fights, but in terms of like a character that's going to push you and push your better units to be even better, this Kid Gohan is a very good option. But I think when it comes down to it, I would say probably not worth buying any character on this banner with red coins. It's just not worth it. You're going to have better options down the line. And we have obviously the worldwide celebration coming up in less than a month from now. This banner is up until the 26th of August, right? Which obviously makes sense because around that time is when we should expect to see the worldwide download celebration banner dropping. I think the past 2 years, it's been the 29th of August is when the celebration has officially started. So, you know, end of this month at some point, we will see that come out. But yeah, this is going to be the final sort of last push for Global before we get the big celebration, which I think is going to be pretty good. So yet another reason not to summon on this banner. All right, so Raditz, Nappa, Trunks, Kid Gohan. Then we have Super Saiyan 4 Int Gogeta. Obviously, he's pretty good still, especially now that we have all these Super Saiyan 4 EZAs. We just got 3 EZAs for Super Saiyan 4 characters. Tech Goku, the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and of course the Year 7 LRs themselves, the physical LR Goku and Vegeta Super Saiyan 4 that's fused into Gogeta. This guy's going to work really well alongside them. Still pretty solid character. And then obviously we also have the EZA for the Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as well. So a ton of support, a ton of huge buffs for the GT Hero team over the course of this anniversary. This is another character you can add to that roster as well. Obviously, he's not going to link up with the Tech Super Saiyan 4 EZA Gogeta because they're the same name, but on a team together, they could still work pretty well if they're not linked up next to each other. Then we have Physical Piccolo, and this is an interesting unit because obviously, as he is right now, he's not really going to be usable in a lot of, you know, recent events just because of how old he is at this point. But with Dragon Ball Super Superhero being out for like basically 2 months in Japan, they actually did just announce that Global is going to be getting the sort of like a Gohan event that JP did to tie into the movie. We're going to be getting that, I think, later this month. Yeah, right. I think they said it's like 10 days away, a week away, or something like that. And we'll be able to get the free-to-play Gohan from that. So at some point, we're going to get superhero stuff. And Orange Piccolo is going to come out. We're going to be getting different forms of Piccolo. There's potential unlocked Piccolo as well. There's Giant Piccolo. Like, there's a lot of Piccolos tied to that movie. So there's a potential possibility this guy could EZA sooner rather than later, which would make him obviously very, very good. The Scouter effect is ridiculous. So this guy, if you pull him, definitely hold on to him. He could be useful very, very soon. And then Kid Goku, I also feel like is definitely due for an EZA at some point. This is one of the older characters in the game at this point that does not yet have an EZA. So we are just waiting for... I mean, obviously, as it is right now, he's not really that usable. He's again, pretty old, so we're just waiting for him. And I believe that's all the featured units. Yeah, so to mention one other thing as well, if you take a look at the news here, I believe this banner actually gives a guaranteed featured character on the last step. So there's 3 steps. Let me see. This is the tickets. No, it doesn't say there. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Multi-summon discounts. 1 round only multi-summon discount. From step 1 to step 3, only 25, 30, and 45 Dragon Stones are required to perform a multi-summon that allows you to recruit 5, 7, and 10 characters respectively. You are guaranteed to recruit 1 SSR character in step 1 and 2, and on step 3, you're guaranteed to recruit 1 featured SSR character. So you're going to be guaranteed getting one of those 7 characters that we just looked at. And then on top of this, there are tickets available from the Pilaf's Trove or the special area of the shop or whatever. We'll take a look at that in a second. But basically that also is going to give you a guaranteed featured character. Using 20 Dokkan Festival tickets to perform a multi-summon in the Dokkan Festival ticket summon allows you to recruit 20 characters with one of them guaranteed to be a featured SSR character. So if we go to the shop and then we go click on the special or whatever it's called, yeah, special tab over here, we take a look at the pack. So the pack's giving you 20 tickets. Again, it's basically 2 multis, but you're guaranteed a featured character, so I think it's probably worth this. If you're going to be spending money on this banner for whatever reason, then you want to start with this. You get a level 4 gold additional, which again, I don't know why it's level 4 and not level 5. Gives you some potential orbs, training items, training locations, and then we get some meat items as well, so that's not bad. But I just want to quickly go over why I am really not a huge fan of this Raditz. So let's go ahead and go to the banner and take a look at what Raditz is doing and why. Because like this banner is just like, there is literally no reason to summon on this. Like what character are you searching for that you're summoning on this banner for? Kid Gohan? Trunks? They're like, these characters are good. Like I would say that these 3 characters are good, but it's not worth summoning on right before like the second biggest or biggest celebration of the entire year in the worldwide celebration. And I assume coming off of the anniversary banner, you guys are going to have like almost no stones saved up. And I would say if you want to summon right now, there's no reason why you would be summoning on this banner over something like this banner right here. Or this banner. Like, there is literally no reason, unless you have everything on this banner like at 2 dupes or more, and the same thing with this banner here, there's literally no reason for you to be summoning on the Raditz banner over those banners, because this Raditz banner is terrible. Awful. Okay. And I also saw a lot of people actually saying that they thought maybe AGL Captain Ginyu could be returning on this banner, which, no. No. That would have been nice for him too. I mean, it would have incentivized people to summon, and I think it would have given people a lot more reason to summon, for sure. But no, he didn't come out that long ago on Global. Okay, so here's Raditz here. Let's just quickly go through some of the reasons why I think this guy's pretty bad. Obviously, the thing that everybody likes to point out is this guy does supreme damage instead of immense damage for his super attack effect, which is a very interesting decision. I don't know why they decided to do that when STR Super Gogeta, who released during the first anniversary 6 years ago, did immense damage. I don't know why they decided to give this guy supreme. Maybe he would have been too good, I guess, is the reasoning for why they gave him supreme damage. So Raditz, right? I mean, if you just look at his kit here, the numbers themselves don't look that bad, right? 150% attack and defense at the start of the turn with his Dokkan Fest level stats. Honestly, that's not the worst thing ever. He could have been way worse in terms of defensive stats. So the start of turn buff, whatever, 100% is fine. Then he gets 50% attack and defense when performing a super attack. But the problem is it only happens when he's facing one enemy. And if the enemy, hold on, I'll just read it. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack if facing only one enemy. And if that enemy's HP is 50% or less when the character performs a super attack, plus an additional attack 100% and high chance for a critical hit. So basically, he's getting the attack and defense plus 50% if there's one enemy. And then if that enemy's HP is 50% or less, then he's getting an additional 100% attack and high chance performing a critical hit, which he should have had that anyway. Because if you take a look at his actual attack stats when you're using this unit, like, if you don't have that portion of his passive active where he's getting the extra 100% attack and then he's also going to be getting the 50% chance to crit, his attack stats are like 2020 level. Like they're so bad. And given the immense level of power creep that we've had in this game recently, There's just no reason to ever use a unit that's that bad, right? All right, so then he also performs a critical hit within the same turn after receiving an attack. So he has to be in slot 1 basically to eat that, and then, which is a problem in itself because he's not going to be getting the extra defense that he would be getting from super attacking, from his passive, and also from the super attack effect right here. So you put him in slot 1, he's just dead anyway. And then he gets an additional defense plus 150% when facing 2 or more enemies. Okay, sure. And then he gets ki +2 for the rest of battle after delivering a final blow, which is probably one of the more difficult mechanics to activate because, especially for a character like Raditz, where he's just not doing damage anyway. So like, who are you realistically killing with Raditz to get the ki +2? And it's not like you finally fulfill the finishing blow mechanic and it's like, oh my god, now that we got this, Raditz is insane. Like, he gets an extra 2 ki, that's ridiculous. No, it's literally meaningless. And then he has an active skill. I don't really think there's anything too negative to say about this, but the only thing I would say is that facing one enemy and you have to hit 3 times is not a bad condition, but the fact that it's stunning means that this is really only going to be usable in situations where the enemy can actually be stunned, right? Well, I mean, you could do damage with this to like a red zone boss, but the stun is going to be completely pointless because all those bosses are immune to being stunned unless it's like phase 1, and you're not going to be using this during phase 1. So it's essentially worthless unless you're fighting a single enemy in like a Super Battle Road stage or something like that, which is very uncommon. His links are okay. I actually would say that as a 200% leader, his links definitely are better than a lot of other 200% leads are. So I don't really have anything negative to say about that. But it's not even like this Raditz is bad in terms of his kit. I think his animations are very bad. Like, they're just not at all up to standard with what we've got beginning recently. I think his OST is underwhelming, at least to me. I mean, everyone has different tastes in music, but I think his OST is pretty bad. There's literally not a single like positive thing I could think of to say about this Raditz. I think every single thing about him is pretty bad. For me, I've been mentioning this a lot in the past few videos for Dokkan, but at this point in my career of playing this game, I guess careers, whatever, like my Dokkan career, or whatever phrase you want to use. You know, I'm playing this game for about 7 years. I would say that at this point, I don't really care that much how good characters are. As long as they're cool and fun to use, they could be suboptimal. They don't have to be the greatest units of all time, and I'll still have fun using them. Like Grade 8 Vegeta is a good example of this. LR Grade 8 Vegeta, he could have been way better. He should have been way better, but I still really like using him because he's cool. His animations look good, and I'm a Grade 8 Vegeta fan. This Raditz is really the only character that I can remember pretty much ever releasing where he does not even meet like the usable level that I would want to see out of a character. This guy is so bad that I don't even consider him to be like a viable option for like semi-difficult content. Like, he's just not going to perform at all. He's actually garbage. He's terrible. So I don't know what they were thinking with this. The last thing I want to do quickly is take a look at the team here before we jump into the banner. So this is the Saiyan Saga team, and I'm actually a pretty big fan of the Saiyan Saga. Saiyan Saga is one of my favorite arcs, one of my favorite sagas from Dragon Ball. The first thing I want to just quickly note is how premium and, I guess, expensive this team actually is. We have 3 all very recent / brand new gold coin LRs from Legendary Summon banners. Goku and Piccolo, Grade 8 Vegeta, and Kaioken Goku, right? And then we have 2 brand new characters that are literally coming out today, Raditz and Nappa. And then if the sixth spot is kind of just, you know, a wild card spot, but I do like to include this tutorial physical LR Goku. Good support, links up very well with Kaioken Goku, so I think he's definitely worthy of that 6th slot there. But this is easily one of the toughest teams to build in the game, just because of how recent all these characters on this team, except for the free character, have come out in the past like 2 months. 2 months? Yeah, when did Goku and Piccolo? Because Goku and Piccolo is the oldest summonable character on this team. That's ridiculous. So like, almost nobody is going to be able to build this team, and even if you are, the leader being Raditz is just not good enough. Like, he's not really helping the team other than the leader skill that he's giving to the team. So it's just so unfortunate because this team could have actually been really good. And I think as somebody who's been wanting a Saiyan Saga team in this game for a long time, I just just completely ruined because of Raditz. Like, Raditz doesn't contribute anything at all to this team. And it's like, you know, JP today just announced that they're getting 2 new Pepe Gal units. So we have the Chilai and then the Fasha, who are both pretty good. I mean, just take a look at that Chilai that they just announced for JP. I believe she's probably coming out in the next day or two. That Chilai, like, compared to this Raditz, is doing so much for wherever you want to include her. I mean, obviously, she's really limited with the teams that she can be on, but she's going to be really, really limited on the teams you can use her on. But if you look at her kit and what she's doing, at least she is providing some kind of, like, you know, utility to her team. She's helping, she's supporting, she's orb changing. She's not a leader for the teams, but she's at least, you know, doing something to help the team. Raditz is just completely, like, actually doing the opposite. He's, like, hurting you. He's actually hurting the teams more than he's helping the teams that he's on, especially as a leader where you're running 2 of them. Like, imagine going into these difficult content stages and you have double Raditz. Like, you know, like, what do you actually, you just lose. It's over. So I really don't understand what they were doing with this Raditz, and I just don't think that this Raditz is worth summoning at all. Even, you know, no matter how many stones you want to go into this banner, just really not worth summoning for this guy. And I would like to know your guys' thoughts on this. Like, this is probably, in my opinion, the single worst premium character release I've ever seen in this game. You know, a headlining Dokkan Fest, a headlining LR character on a gold coin banner. I don't know what to say. It's literally probably the worst thing they've ever done in terms of, like, a new summonable headlining unit. So let me know down below what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.